Hey guys, I just wanted to take a second and talk a little bit about what today means to me. Today is February 12th, 2012, and it was 9 years ago today that my dad passed away. And I know that I have a lot of friends, especially down here in Texas, that don't really know the story or know anything like that, and when they see me post something on Facebook like I miss my dad or something like that, I'm sure they might not know what I'm talking about or don't know what to say or something like that. But I just kind of wanted to just talk about it a little bit. It's also good therapy for me to talk about this. I always have a heavy heart on this day every year. So my dad was a lot different kind of a person than I am. A lot different. He was very quiet, very timid. Very, a lot of people, one of the things a lot of people said about him was that he didn't say too much, but when he did, everybody listened. He was that kind of person, that just very wise, and, I always looked up to him as somebody that never ever said anything stupid. I know that sounds kind of weird or dumb, but like, it's really true. I never really heard him speak out of anger. I never heard him act weird about what was happening in his life. I never heard him once ask a question, why am I suffering? Why am I going through this? I never heard him complain about anything, which is like pretty amazing, especially in today's world, to hear that about somebody, to say that, like, I'm your son, I spend almost every day with you growing up, and I never heard you once complain about anything. And he had a lot to complain about. So yeah, quite a bit different from me. I complain about everything. I'm loud, obnoxious, and, So anyways, I really admired that about my dad. Also, my parents, both of them, not once did me and my sister ever hear them fight or argue or anything like that, which is pretty amazing. And it was just, he was a really amazing person. So he suffered from the time that I was young. From the time that I was a kid, he had kidney problems and had a transplant in 1985, and then had a second transplant in 1995, and had several other different things. The medication that he was on made his bones and skin really weak and brittle, and he just suffered from quite a few different things. His immune system was really weak because of the medication, so like anytime he got like a common cold or something like that, it'd be pretty severe. So throughout my whole life, he was always suffering with something. He always had some sort of ailment or something like that. And again, never once did I hear him complain about anything. So it was pretty amazing to see that, to grow up and see that example of what an amazing godly man would be like, And so it wasn't the same as, most kids. I wasn't able to, we weren't really able to like play football or play catch. I mean, I know that he tried to a lot of times when I was younger, and I understood, and so it was like, but it wasn't always something that was just so bad, there were times, a great deal of time where, it felt like that he was going to be fine, everything's going to be okay, and that, he'll live to an old age, and we'll have him around for a long time. And then in 2002, I believe it was 2002, he started rejecting a kidney again, and the doctors just said that he was just too weak and frail to do another transplant on him, so they just put him on dialysis, and he got really sick and was just not getting better and just didn't want to do it anymore. And so in January, late January of 2003, he decided to go off of dialysis, and knowing that it would mean that he would probably pass away, a few weeks later, or, however much longer later. So it was a pretty rough, intense time, but we knew that God was going to take him home. We knew that he was going to stop suffering, and both my mom's family and my dad's family are huge and very close. And so our house for the next 2 weeks was completely packed with friends and family. Our church was amazing, and it was a pretty amazing time. It's always something whenever I tell somebody the story about, just how the family and the church came together, and it was just this time of like, it was like his homegoing almost, you know, like it was like a celebration almost, because we were together and we could all laugh together and we could all have a good time. And it was just really, it's really weird to tell people like that the last 2 weeks of my dad's life was like probably the best 2 weeks of my life, just because it was such a close time with friends and family, and just getting closer to my dad and my mom and my family, and you know, those sorts of things. So it was for the first about week or so, you know, he was doing pretty good. At one point we thought that the Lord had healed him or something. We were just like amazed. But then he took a turn for the worse, and it was about maybe 3 or 4 days after that, something like that, that he actually did pass away. And we were all right there in the room, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law, me, and I remember my cousin and my aunt and my cousin's child there as well. And I think my other aunt and uncle were there as well. So it was, you know, we were kind of all crowded around. We knew that it was time. We could tell that he was about to go, and we just, I just remember my mom saying to just run into the arms of Jesus, that you can go home now. And it was a pretty emotional time, but again, with friends and family and the church there, it was just a pretty amazing time as well. So anyways, that's really the story of my dad. It's every time this time of year it gets kind of emotional and heavy heart and all this stuff, and so I just kind of wanted to put this video out there, tell everybody, you know, hey, this is the story of my dad. I think it should be heard, you know, my dad's amazing life, his amazing story of this person that suffered more than most of us do and never once complained about it. I mean, he might have complained about it like to God in his own personal life, but I never once heard him utter a word of complaint about this pain and this agony that he would go through all the time. And that was just like a really powerful example to me. I haven't really learned anything from it because I complain all the time. But anyway, so I just thought I would post this. I make these YouTube videos. I haven't made them in a while, and I thought what better way to get back into it than to make a little video testimony about my dad. And yeah, if you have a story of yourself, please leave a comment or something like that. If you have something you want to say about my dad, if you knew him, if you're a family member or friend or something like that, and you want to have a memory that you want to say about him, please feel free to leave a comment or a post or something like that. That'd be awesome. So anyways, I hope everybody is having a great weekend, and Valentine's Day is coming up, so be sure and spoil the heck out of your loved ones. Okay, have a good day.